training to look good is something, but I do want to feel good as well. Because if I'm just focusing, let's say this is a personal opinion, if I am focusing only on aesthetics and looking good, but my movement is very limited, you just end up looking good but being stiff. I would not incorporate movement into my daily life. There is something that is so underrated in the world of gym is daily steps, is sleep, is recovery, is getting your daily dose of vitamin D, is just going for a walk. All right, there's so many factors that play a role in how you're training and how you're feeling as well. Prioritize sleep, prioritize recovery, prioritize your daily steps, and just take it step by step. Try to ignore the noise and just focus on yourself, because there's so many things being spread online and you just don't know where to look anymore. Don't take life too seriously. Enjoy yourself. Train to feel good and rather than look good. Just feel good, and especially train something you love. I would say train something you love.
My guest today is Georges Fayad, aka Coach G. George is a personal trainer, class coach, and co-founder of Move Lebanon, a community built around movement in all its forms. Not just one sport, one method, or one type of training, but a broader approach to helping people move better, get stronger, and build a healthier lifestyle. He works with people with very different goals. Some want to get in shape, some want to build strength, and some want to learn calisthenics, some want to look better, and some just need guidance to improve their health and longevity. Today, I want to unpack how he thinks about training different people, what actually matters in a good program, and why fitness is not just about what you do for 1 hour in the gym. George, welcome to the weigh-in.
Hi, Steve. Awesome to be here. I'm so glad to be here, really. So, hi, everybody. I'm George, a.k.a. Coach G, co-founder of Move Lebanon, and really, it's such a pleasure to be here. So, I'm 34 years old, and I've been in corporate for the past 8 to 10 years, and really switching to sports is just a passion of mine. I've been into sports since I was a kid, and now it's part of my daily life. I'm just so grateful for it.
So, George, thanks for coming on. Tell us a bit about you, what you do, how you spend your time, your background.
Of course. So I'm a certified personal trainer from NCSF. I've been a certified personal trainer since Jan 1st, 2023, actually. And I teach calisthenics, I teach strength and conditioning, I teach general fitness, snowboarding. So I have so many different passions for sports, so many different passions for teaching the sports, because I do believe there is a difference into doing a sport and teaching a sports. It's two different things, and just teaching it is a big passion of mine, and I'm so glad it's part of my daily life and daily habits.
So tell me about this transition from corporate into training and movement. What is movement and training to you exactly?
For me, movement and training is part of my daily life. So for example, I can train on something specific, but the end goal could be something else. I train 1 hour per day, but the rest of my day is defined of how my training goes. It's just, there is the remaining 23 hours per day. If at the end goal, I'm just gonna be older and I need movement in my life just to have longevity and just to keep moving, it's part of my daily life. I need to be fit for myself. I need to be fit for my kids. We're going to move, we're going to jump, we're going to play. So it's something that I should implement on a daily basis just to stay healthy and fit.
Love it. And you mentioned you got certified on the 1st of January. So
Yes.
Did you do this over New Year's? Did you finish your certification on New Year's Eve?
I actually studied for 11 months. It dragged a bit because I was so busy I still was in the corporate world. So my studies just dragged a bit, but I'm so glad I aced the test, which is the most important thing. And now I'm able to teach professionally what I preach. So I'm just glad for this.
That's awesome. What's your corporate background, just out of curiosity?
So I'm marketing and advertising, which is, actually I'm really good at it as well. And I was good at my job. It's just, it wasn't passion. It wasn't pure joy, and it wasn't teaching.
And movement and teaching is passion. That's awesome.
Teaching, yeah, exactly.
So tell me, let's say a client comes up to you. You're a personal trainer, right? This is how you spend a lot of your time. Client comes up to you. What's the first set of questions you ask them? How do you learn what they want, and how do you program for them?
Of course, we have to keep in mind that all clients are really different. I don't know them, they don't know me. But what I do know is the set of questions I'm going to ask that client. So I need to know, first of all, their background in sports. Have they ever moved in their life? What do they do? Do they have injuries? If they do have injuries, is it cleared by their physio? how they eat, how they sleep, is there stress in their life? There's so many factors that I have to take into questions before assessing. Even if, let's say, they're first timers in the gyms, I cannot teach resistance at first glance, because if I do, they will be scared and they will not come back. My approach to a client is I have to be patient with them. I have to incorporate fun, conversation, just to make them feel comfortable. Remember, if they're adults, let's say they had all of their lives to come to the gym, but they didn't. They chose now. Why do they choose now? What did they choose now? So what's this thing that their mind told them that now is the time to go to the gym? So I have to understand this in order to assess my workout plan for this client and the program for this client.
Interesting. So there's a huge aspect which derives from different motivations, right? Some people who are intrinsically motivated, others extrinsically. Can you talk to me a bit about that?
Motivation is such a weird factor, such an important factor. I mean, for example, as a coach, the motivation, they say that the coaches come and they're like, oh, happy. For me, as example, I'm always smiling in the gym because one, I teach a sport, I do it with passion. But at the same time, behind closed doors, I'm teaching this 1 hour with the client, but I still have as well the 23 remaining hours of my day. But they say there is something like face on, face off, face on that you do with the client. So at the same time, when the client comes in front of me, I should be smiling, I should be receptive, I should engage in conversation, I should engage like, how's it going, small talk, and then just get on with the program, get on with the day and everything. But even the motivation comes from the coach and comes from the client as well. Sometimes the client doesn't want to be here. They're here for the previous things we mentioned. They're here because they need to move, because they have small heart issues, their back hurts, they have a small goal that in their minds, I want to try this, I want to try that. So they're just here, and motivation comes with just pushing slowly, showing that they could actually doing step by step, being patient, all of the above. It doesn't come from resistance. It doesn't come from them pushing the extra mile. No. It just comes from them being consistent, just showing up step by step, just starting to apply movement and fun into their daily life, and just the end goals will surprise them.
Awesome. Yeah. I actually know this from a friend of ours, a mutual friend who is one of your clients, and he shows up, George, the other George, and he shows up. He's actually my co-founder, just to be very specific. He shows up to work every morning after having worked out with you.
He's like, woo, today's session was
full
awesome.
of energy. And when he doesn't train with you in the morning, he shows up. Sorry, George. This is, there's a huge difference between after a morning workout with full energy, and he often talks about this. He's surprised as to how you get the energy.
So George came. I mean, the background of George is so much fun. The guy was like, I cannot do a single pull-up. He's training calisthenics once per week, and the rest we're training bodybuilding twice per week. So we focus one day on upper body, one day on lower body, and then the rest on calisthenics. But if I would say there's something he loves, is calisthenics. And I mean, he's a big dude, and the guy really wants to lift himself up. He wants to push himself to the max. And he's surprising me, and as well, where I'm teaching him skills as well. So he's starting to implement skills, which is something really difficult at first glance. So, I mean, the progression on George has been absolutely amazing. I'm so proud that after I think it's going to be, a year we're training together, he's still here, he's still consistent, he's still like, I'm going to show up 3 times per week, and even it's a day off, we don't take days off.
Yeah, he loves it as well.
It's we're just showing
part
up.
Of his routine.
And if, let's say, he misses a Friday, because we train together MWF, if he misses a Friday, he's like, can I come on Saturday morning to do the workout I miss? I'm like, hell yeah, man, of course you can.
Love it. It's great that you can also create this motivation for your clients as well, and make sure that they do show up and they are keen on showing up, and not just they're there because they need to, right? They're there because they want to. That's a key thing. And you mentioned calisthenics. You obviously train calisthenics and you coach classes. Tell us a bit more about that, because obviously calisthenics is cool, right? It's the ability to move your body in different ways.
Calisthenics is so cool. And there's so many variations of calisthenics. You can just train dynamics, you can train skills, you can train so many street lifting, which is including weights too. So calisthenics is such a cool exercise. I've started calisthenics back in 2020 or 2019. And I remember back in the days, like people tell me, how are you, let's say, now good at calisthenics? I'm like, guys, we started at the same level. Did you know that I was doing push-ups on my knees, so I couldn't do like a flat plank position push-up. I
When?
could not do this.
When was this?
This was like literally when I started, I couldn't do push-ups. I used to do them on my knees. And I remember back then was my girlfriend, Yara, which is now my partner at Move Lebanon, the co-founder. And back then she used to make fun of me. I'm like, Josh, I thought you were strong. I'm like, I'm just getting started. I used doing push-up on my knees. I used to do like 7. And one full push-up plank position, I couldn't do. Dips, I used to do 1 dip. Pull-up, weirdly enough, I was actually okay with it. But I used to do half reps. Now it's just full range of motion repetitions.
It goes to show,
Yeah.
with calisthenics and with many things in life, it's just consistency and discipline will grow from, wherever you've started, your ground zero, to wherever you want to get. So long as you just put in the legwork, you show up day after day, and
Just show up, guys. Just show up, guys. That's all you need to do. Just show up. Now, 5 years later, my PRs are great. I'm proud of my PRs in calisthenics because that was a goal of mine, just to hit a PR in calisthenics. I mean, I didn't get the 100% out of me because, well, life happens as well. But on top of this, I'm so proud of my results and I'm satisfied. I can say like I've reached this plateau, this saturation where I'm proud of and satisfied, and that's good enough for me. Now I'm just maintaining, enjoying, doing repetitions, sets and reps. I'm just happy of my training at the moment.
Amazing to hear. And so let's talk about the other aspects of your training as well, or training in general. So we've got calisthenics, but we also there are many words which we all know, many different disciplines, but sometimes the differences between them, they're a bit fuzzy, right? So we've got calisthenics, we've got resistance training, strength training, hypertrophy. There are lots of different words. Can you kind of break down in your own mind how or what the difference between these disciplines are?
So, for example, usually strength training, you can find them in power lifters, for example, or people that like to train strength in general. It means it usually goes for lower repetition. So you can go from 1 rep to 6 reps, for example. The resting period is way higher. Usually when you train with a lot of resistance, you need to rest more. It can go up to 3 to 5 minutes of resting in between. Your nutrition is good enough, but you have to as well eat a lot of carbs. You have to eat a lot of protein because it should help you to reach this maximum power output that your body is generating through movement. So this is, for example, for strength training, and people usually train this also a couple of times per week, but the recovery as well is essential. You need to recover and rest because you are pushing your body to the maximum. Hypertrophy, on the other hand, is something that is a type of movement where you're training for aesthetics. So people want to look good. Usually they do it through bodybuilding. So they train between 8 to 15 rep range. So this is something they do for really sculpting their body, being in great shape. They do pay attention to their nutrition. This is essential for bodybuilding. They do pay attention to the nutrition. They do pay attention to their sleep, to doing their daily steps. This is something really just to look really good. They do feel good as well. But as well, it's not the same thing as, for example, as general fitness, which incorporates more movement, more rotation, more squatting, more hinging, more pulling, more pushing. So this is something a bit different. The general fitness, such as strength and conditioning, for example, it's a class I give as well twice per week at AA, my local gym, not mine, where I teach. But I just include all of the above. I usually focus in my class, I focus on strength, like 1/3 of the class purely on strength. I incorporate compound movements such as deadlift, back squats, maybe front squats as well, pull-ups. And then the second part of it is just purely conditioning. We do full body movements such as thrusters, which is a front squat plus an overhead press. So really the type of movements that I include in my class is just overall moving your body, doing rotations. Sometimes they do walking front lunges and rotational twists. So just the goal is, guys, move your body, feel good, train good, and you'll see the rest of your day how it goes. It's really just towards a better version of yourself.
Awesome. Should everyone be training? Should everyone be moving weights? Or are there age groups that you would recommend for different disciplines or different kind of approaches to training?
So ages, of course, it's different how you're going to train different people with different ages. For example, kids, this is a class I teach also up to 5 hours per week. So 5 classes per week I teach kids. The approach to kids is so different than the approach to adults, even different to the approach to seniors. So for kids, we just focus on body weight movement. I cannot obviously implement weights to kids. I just focus on body weight movement. I focus on making the class fun And I include, for example, in calisthenics, because I mainly teach calisthenics for kids, I include the monkey bars where they're just hanging and then walking laterally on the bars. This is something engaging, fun. It is building muscles. I focus on skills, handstand, because kids, I mean, they have supernatural powers. I don't know how they just, it's not like us. I mean, we cannot hang anymore for 5 minutes straight on a bar. They can actually do this. I don't know where kids bring their energy from. I miss being a kid, FYI.
We all do. All we want in life is just to be children again.
Even I miss my 20s. Joints were different. So with kids, it's just different. We focus on movement. We focus on rotation. We focus on building the essential, the basics. So this is a lot of this for kids. While for adults, they have the maximum strength. Kids between, young adults between 20 to 30-year-old, their joints is at their strongest. Their energy is very high as well. They can really focus on strength training, obviously depending on their goals or aesthetics. I mean, their body will just form so beautiful, so naturally. It's just really nice. For senior, a kid, of course, the approach is totally different. And seniors, they just want to have a better rest of their lives. So I focus on small movements, reaching small goals, longevity. I focus on implementing light weights with key movements. For example, I can focus on farmer's walk, which is just holding weights left and right and just walking in circles around the gym. So this is stuff that you have to focus on when training different ages and different groups of people. One of my proudest clients, his name is Christophe. He lives now in France, but I was training with Christophe for 9 months now, and he came to me. He was 60-year-old, and when he came to me, he's like, I want to beat my 20-year-old self. He had one goal in leg press. He told me my record is 280 kilos. Before I leave back to France, he told me, like, George, we have 1 year. I want to beat this record. And then we actually achieved it in 9 months. So we reached 335 kilograms in leg press for 1 rep. And your body is capable of so many things, and just be patient, apply what you know, train again and again, be consistent, keep showing up, and then you're there.
Yeah,
He's
awesome.
61 now. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's great when there's an end goal in mind as well, because there's always a North Star. You know what you're training for. You know what you're aiming towards. It's great, obviously, to always just be putting in the legwork and being consistent. But when there's an end goal in sight and you know the progression that you need in order to get there, it's a game changer, isn't it?
Of course. And this is something we focus on as trainers is, at the end of the day, you're a client to us, and we want to see you reach your goal. It's very important for us to see you achieve. It will as well, we will feel like a part of us has achieved as well, because you reached your PR, you reached your goal. You had something in mind and you're actually there now. It feels so good for you, and it feels so good for us as well. It's such an important key factor for all of us.
It's very fulfilling, isn't it? When people you're helping, your clients, you see them progress. It's very rewarding. And we've spoken about this just before we started recording, that it's a source of fulfillment, right? It's a source of motivation for you to keep doing what you're doing, teaching all of these classes, training all of your clients day after day, you showing up for them so that they can continue showing up for themselves. It's paramount.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
So happy for this.
You mentioned at one point that training is done in the kitchen.
Yeah.
What did you mean by that?
For me, kitchen training is done in the kitchen. We control what we eat. We control what we put in our mouth. There is 1 hour of the day that is spent in the gym, but there is the remaining 23 hours of the day that is spent just doing everything. I have to control what I pull to feel good. Food is fuel. This is such an important topic. Food is fuel. So if I eat good, I will feel good. The rest of my day will feel good. I will not feel bloated. Depends on the food quality. I would advise eating whole foods, prioritizing protein in every meal you eat, fibers, carbs as well, just to have loads of energy throughout the day, depending, of course, on your goals. So it's such something we cannot neglect in our daily lives. We do control what we eat, and it should be whole foods. We should avoid saturated fats, junk foods. It's important.
Very, very important.
It's very important.
So for someone who is, let's say, new to health and wellness, someone who's new to training and new to nutrition, doesn't know a lot of what's going on, but is overwhelmed with all of this advice online about optimization and this and that and this type of training and losing your gains, or all of these buzzwords that people say online, what is the recommendation, or what is the set of suggestions you would give, let's say from a training and a nutrition perspective, to a complete beginner, someone who just wants to start, someone who wants to get started putting in their first rep? Where would you advise them?
All right. There is something that is so underrated in the world of gym, is daily steps, is sleep, is recovery, is getting your daily dose of vitamin D, is just going for a walk. All right. There's so many factors that play a role in how you're training and how you're feeling as well. So for someone that's just starting in the gym, I would say don't take it too seriously. Focus on something you love. Take small wins. Prioritize walking, prioritize sleep, prioritize feeling good, reducing stress in your life, and you'll see the results in the gym as well. And I would say as well, just don't train too hard at this moment. Just focus on enjoying, building small steps towards your target. It will not come like this. We all started from the same place, and look where we are now. It's the same thing for them with another sport as well, something they're good at. For example, they started from scratch and look where they are now. It's going to be the same thing in the gym. We shouldn't scare them. We should be patient with them, understanding, exchanging communication, and I'm sure they will reach their target.
Awesome. George, you train many clients.
Yeah.
How many clients do you usually train per week?
I would say I'm around 25 hours per week. So that's around 5 to 6 hours per day.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And on top of this, you also work for, you are the founder of Move Lebanon.
I'm the co-founder of Move Lebanon. Shout out to Yara, my co-founder. So Move Lebanon, yay. It's something we started back in September 2025. So we got the idea that I was an events manager back in the corporate company I was working with. And we noticed that we just love sports. We just love sports, and we would love to create something around the world of sports because it's a passion for both of us, Yara and I. And this is where we got the idea for Move Lebanon. I have to state that she's the brains. Let's say I'm the muscle. Let's say that. She's the brain. So we got the idea. We're at Bolero and Batroun. We got the idea of why don't we do something we're both good at, and we can share the same passion, same energy into doing something that's ours, so that later on in life we really do something we actually love. So this is how we got the idea of Move Lebanon into creating events that really focus on movement, focus on wellness, focus on gathering a community together that just share the same energy, the same passion for movement and sports. So in our events of Move Lebanon, we don't focus like we're going to do calisthenics, we're going to do yoga, we're going to do this and that. Every event is different. Every event is just a new day. It can be a short event during lasting a couple of hours. It can be something that lasts for a full day. It can be a retreat as well. It can have so many different disciplines inside the day. It's really different. The last event we did was kayak and stretching. We were in Batroun and Demina, just chilling in the water. The first event we did was in Batroun, and we had 10 live classes, so many different disciplines. People were just there enjoying their time. Some of them were dancing, some of them were doing aqua flow in water, some of them were doing calisthenics, pole dancing. So it's just so many different disciplines. And the end goal is just to have this strong community, a strong bond between these people, and for them to enjoy their day. We need to just blow off some steam and enjoy our time. So this is why we created this, because we love sports. We're passionate about it. I'm sure they love sports, otherwise they wouldn't be here. And we're just incorporating movement through many different shapes and forms in a day.
That's super valuable, honestly, because you and I both value movement very, very highly. And so the fact that you're able to bring people to movement and create the platform through which they are able to move and discover different disciplines and combine these different disciplines into one event, it's just awesome.
Yeah.
Good work.
We're so proud of this. We've done more than 10 events, and we're just moving forward. We have the chance to, our plan is set for 2026. There are variables, of course, but guys, there's way more to come.
Awesome. And obviously, I know you personally, you work a lot. Like you have
Yeah.
your clients during the day, and then you have your own training, and then you work on Move Lebanon, and God knows whatever else you spend your time doing. How do you find all the energy? Because obviously, these are quite taxing activities. So, yeah, where do you get all this energy from?
The thing is, let's say Yara and I, we focus on an end goal. We've really focused. We see the big picture. This is where we get our motivation from. We don't want to be those people that are just chasing and getting tired on the next paycheck. We want to have the life we deserve, the life we want. So we put all of this energy at this moment, all of this motivation at this moment to later on be comfortable, having all of the things we wished for and dreamed of in front of us. So this is where the passion and energy comes from. And we have a mutual shared love of teaching and this passion for sports. And I mean, when you do what you love, I feel like it comes naturally, So there you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing. George, the next thing I want to go over is something. So this is the protocol, okay?
Yeah.
The protocol of the Way In podcast, where we go over a bit about you and what you do throughout your day, throughout your week, and a couple of your own takes and perspectives on different things. So the first thing is, what's your morning routine? Give me your first 60 to 90 minutes, no filter. What do you do?
No filter whatsoever.
No filter.
So I just wake up. The first thing I do, honestly, is I drink water when I wake up. I try to limit my phone time. Almost to none. Really, I just look at the hour, alarm off, and that's it. I put my phone down and then I go and I walk with my dog. This is so important for me. I usually start my day 7 days out of 7. Most of my days I start with my dog, which is so important for me. I just take him and we go for a walk. Usually it lasts between 20 to 30 minutes. And this is all done before eating, before having my coffee, before the start of my PTs and everything. So I just go for a walk. I get my daily dose of sunshine. No phone. I just I look. I walk and I look and I'm like, because I know I have a super long day ahead of me. So I just focus on this being my me time at the moment. After this, I usually have 2 to 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours of PTs that I give at the gym, whether it's home or gym. It usually starts with the home and then it goes to gym. I am at AA Beirut and I teach. I usually come back home around 10, 11 a.m. And I wake up at 7, by the way. I wake up around 6, 7. Yeah, I don't know. Pun intended. Yeah. So I just come back home. I have a very rich breakfast. It's usually a sourdough with 3-4 eggs, turkey, cheese. This is my almost daily breakfast. I just focus on high protein intake and obviously carbs because I have a full rest of the day that was also very intense. So I have breakfast. I also have a bit of me time. Obviously, breakfast is essential. I do enjoy this time. And then after this, I work with my partner, Yara. We focus on Move Lebanon, everything we have to do till around 3 p.m., maximum 4 p.m. And then the rest of the day, usually PM is the time where as well I have 3 to 4 hours of PTs. So I go and I teach. And it could be difficult to implement my own training inside this insane schedule that I have because, and as well, I have to mention I'm getting married. Yeah, I am getting married in a month, so there
the
is
finger
also,
to the camera, just making sure it's there.
Fourth finger to the camera. I am getting married, so it has been so intense. So the training these days has been a bit difficult. Now at the moment I'm training maybe once per day, resistance training, calisthenics training. I do complement it with bodybuilding because I need secondary exercises to complement the calisthenics training. And I do once a week, maximum twice per week, paddle. I love paddle. It's something new in my life that I absolutely love to do. So cardio once, twice per week, resistance training once, twice per week. This is my daily life at the moment, but just for now because it has been so intense. But usually I do focus way more on training and just enjoying myself. Even paddle usually I train. Let's say I'm doing something at least once per day. I'm doing something, whether it's cardio or resistance or just strength or conditioning.
Awesome. And you covered my next question, which is what your training looks like these days, which is quite a lot as well.
Yeah.
Good combination of, a bit of strength, a bit of resistance, some cardio, some all of the above, right?
Yeah, because training to look good is something, but I do want to feel good as well. Because if I'm just focusing, let's say this is a personal opinion, if I am focusing only on aesthetics and looking good, but my movement is very limited, you just end up looking good but being stiff. I would not incorporate movement into my daily life, and I do need this because I do train adults and kids, and most of the time I am lifting them, helping them into, I don't know, they cannot reach the bar, so I do have to incorporate rotation, squatting, hinging, lifting, carry, all of the above on a daily basis. So I cannot train to look good. I have to feel good. I have to do different types of training. So this is why, for me, it is essential to not just train one thing, but to focus on so many variables on that of that training.
Great. We think very alike on this one.
Yeah.
Next question I have is, what's the most overrated thing in health and fitness right now, in your opinion?
Oh my God, there's so many different things. I would say there was a trend on shock the muscles. I mean, this is shock the muscles. Like it's a thing that went viral. It's like you want to train upper body, let's say, and then you go directly into a lower body movement. I mean, this is so wrong on so many levels. Imagine that you're warmed up to train a specific targeted muscle group, and then you go and do another movement. It makes absolutely no sense. There's so many influencer preaching so many wrong, let's say, use the word wrong in society. It's something we have to pay attention for. There's so many bad things being spread at the moment, but yeah.
Unfortunately, rage baits and counter-scientific things make it to social media, and they go viral because of the fact that they're just so out there and they're different. And so many people have the incentive to share these things, to share this bad advice, or to share these weird, wacko approaches to training and different things. And it makes it onto our feeds, and some people, this is their source of truth, right? This is their source of information.
It's so difficult nowadays to differentiate what is good, what is bad. Even the different influencers spreading their message. Sometimes it could be targeted ads. They could be spreading like this guys, it's the next big thing, but they're paid to say something like this. They're working with brands. They're paid a crazy amount of money to say sort of things. So it's really difficult. Even as a personal trainer, I'm able to differentiate what is good because I did study. But somebody that is just getting started, what would you do? It's so difficult. So I would say to that person, it's just focus on what you do love. Focus on taking things slowly. Really, really focus on what's your goal, what's your passion, how to just doing baby steps, small steps into reaching your goals. I would say just prioritize, again, your stress. Just reduce your stress on a daily level. Prioritize sleep, prioritize recovery, prioritize your daily steps, and just take it step by step. Try to ignore the noise and just focus on yourself, because there's so many things being spread online and you just don't know where to look anymore.
Let's move on to the next question, which is, what's the worst advice that people are currently giving each other, or worst advice that you hear online?
I would say is training to failure and training every single day. I mean, you cannot have this approach. Your muscles, they need recovery. They need to recover. A muscle is small tissue inside your body that needs to recover. I remember my days when I was training 3 times per week compared to 5 times per week. I was having better results when training 3 times per week because I was really giving my body the rest it needs. We're not machines, we're human beings that have, the gym is just 1 hour of our day, and we really need to focus on recovery and sleep. So I would say just prioritize this. If you have loads of experience and you've been in a gym for so many years, I mean, and your body allows it, and your body allows it to train daily. I mean, great. I myself, I focus on so many, I can train daily, but I focus on different disciplines on a daily basis. So I would say just prioritize, just as well, don't train to failure because you can injure yourself. Focus on recovery, focus on food, whole foods, and just give your body a rest.
Awesome. And on the flip of this coin, what's the best advice that you hear spreading online at the moment?
Best advice? When people do not talk of what they do inside the gym, but outside of the gym. When some influencers or sports stalkers, or they spread news about how you should prioritize. Again, I'm saying this, you really should prioritize sleep. You should really prioritize your daily steps, eating healthy food, eating whole foods. Focus on having protein intake with every meal. If you focus on just those small essentials, different key factors, just see how you feel, see how your body will develop, see how your mind will develop. So I would say on this, just really focus on this.
George, what's your guilty pleasure?
my guilty pleasure. Sorry, guys, but I love snacking after lunch. I love a good chocolate after lunch. Usually it's a protein chocolate, but sometimes it can go to to sugars. And I would say as well, manouche Sundays. Manouche Sundays are
Pure
my guilty
carbs and fats.
Yeah. Just I enjoy myself. I don't take life too seriously. I do eat super good, but at the same time, just enjoying myself once in a while, that's okay, because I do move on a daily basis. I do burn a lot. I do focus on what I eat. So voila, just don't take it too seriously. Enjoy life, guys.
Nice.
Just make the most out of it.
Just before we move on to land the episode, to close, you mentioned protein bars.
Yes.
Let's just double click on that for a second.
Yeah.
So personally, I think I'm obsessed, or I think I'm addicted to protein bars.
Delicious.
It's my go-to snack whenever I want to just have something which is a bit indulgent.
Yeah.
I go for a protein bar because it just makes sense, right?
It's so good.
But is this a bad thing? Should I find a bit more of a balance? Tell me about what your
Of course.
perspective on protein bars or like protein snacks or supplements, as opposed to just eating, indulging and having a bar
Yeah.
of chocolate.
So I would say at first, just focus on whole foods. It's called supplement for a reason. It's an additional value to your daily life, to your daily intake as foods. So I would say if you're eating well during your day and you do not need a supplement, you've reached your goals in protein intake, whether it's 1.6 to 2.2 grams, per body weight. If you've reached your goals, that's totally fine. You don't need this additional supplement. But if you haven't, it's a great way. And if you do enjoy eating a chocolate on a daily basis post a heavy lunch, why not go for protein-based chocolate? It's not that bad.
Makes sense.
So it has less sugars, more protein. Why not? And they are delicious. They're absolutely delicious.
Some of them are.
Yeah.
Some of them not too.
Exactly.
not
I
too
do
great.
it as well. Now there is protein gummies as well that I do enjoy. So
Yeah.
it's a snack after all. And I do love to snack, so might as well be something with high protein.
Agreed.
It's not wrong. But as a personal level, I haven't had, for example, a scoop of protein for over 3 to 5 years. I haven't had a scoop of protein. I do eat well on a daily basis. I do reach my goals in protein intake. I do not need that.
If you can meet your goals, your macro goals, without supplementing, by all means, it's awesome.
But I
George,
do have been taking creatine for the last maybe 6-7 years, non-stop creatine, daily basis creatine, and it has helped me a lot to just being sharp and focused.
I think that's where you get your energy from.
Yeah.
I think that might be one of the sources.
Yeah.
But to land this episode, what's one thing that you would leave the audience with today? One piece of advice or just one set of things you would like to leave them with?
I would say just don't take life too seriously. Enjoy yourself. Train to feel good, and rather than look good, just feel good. And especially train something you love. I would say train something you love. And if you want to find that thing, and again, movement doesn't mean it has to be inside the gym. It could be in an outdoor activity. It can be in climbing, it can be in walking, it can be in hiking. So many different things that make you feel good. Just focus on this at the moment. Prioritize sleep and recovery. Prioritize your foods. It's so important to prioritize whole foods. And this is it.
Awesome.
Just feel good.
This has been a great conversation. Do you have any call outs, any shout outs you'd like to take?
I would send a shout out to Yara, my partner at Move Lebanon. She has been such a great impact in my life. And honestly, without her, we couldn't found together Move Lebanon. So big shout out to Yara, big shout out to the AA community as well, to my clients who have been pushing themselves on a daily basis. They just have to show up and we'll take care of the rest. They have been showing up. So I'm just so happy of this, and just a huge shout out to all of them.
Nice. And if the audience would like to reach you or connect with you, how can they do that?
So they can just reach out through Instagram, Georges Fayad 92. So George with an S, Fayad 92. This is my Instagram page. They can just check our website at Move Lebanon as well. So movelebanon.com. They can check our website. And that's it. This is how they can reach out. And I'm just so excited. If I can help you reach your goals, that would be awesome.
George, it was a pleasure. Thanks for coming on.
Likewise. Thanks, y'all.